welcome back everybody to the video. I hope you're all good. I'm great, thank you for asking. We're going to do our next installment. I think we've done a shoulders. Did we do a shoulders one? I think we did a shoulders one. So you guys would have seen the shoulders one, so we filmed these a little bit closer in succession so we can stagger them throughout. So I think you've seen the chest one, you've seen the shoulders one, now we're going to go on to back. I've got a pull day today, so we're going to go through a pull session, and throughout this pull session I'm going to show you like 3 exercises that I think are really, really, really good to do for your lats. And I think that most people should be doing some form of these. And I'll explain why, and we'll talk about it. And hopefully there's some exercises that you guys haven't seen before. Or maybe you've seen them on the channel, maybe you've seen them floating around, but maybe not tried so much because they're not like quote unquote mainstream, and you'll see why when we get into it. But this is 3 exercises that I think you should try. Back. So our first exercise here is going to be this is a hammer strength isolateral row. A lot of gyms have these machines, so this is why I wanted to do this. I kind of want to do things that you can kind of do in an everyday gym. You won't get this in like a 24-hour gym or a fitness center, like Pure Gym or something like that, but you'll get this in most gyms. Now we're going to do this, like the usual way to do this is to sit on here, use the pad as a thing and pull. But what we're going to do is slightly different because we like to be different. What we're going to do is we're going to change the resistance profile of the machine here to match the strength profile of the lat. The lat is strong here and it's weak when it gets short. So what we want to do is to create a drop off. We can see that the axis of rotation here is just going to be right on this point of nut here where you can see it rotates. Obviously where the weight is bearing, it's going to be where it's heavy. So right here you can see it's heavy, 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 heavy. So it's in a good heavy place here where we're going to start. So we're starting in that heavy position, which is good for the lat because it's strong here. And as it gets weaker and weaker and weaker, as the lat starts to fade, it starts to come over this axis of rotation and it actually starts to drop off a little bit, creating a congruent profile to the strength and the resistance profile of both the lat and the machine. So if we do this as a full set, still warming up here, obviously, but this is how it would look. Non-working arm bracing, both feet neutral. So you can line up your body to a nice path for your elbow. And you're gonna pull straight into that. No rotation, no hip rotation. Instead, as far forward as you feel safe. Now naturally you will get a few more plates than usual because it's gonna create a drop off, but it's not taking away from the exercise. In fact, you're gonna get more out of that as if you were to do this seated. So try this one, guys. Let me know how you get on your next workout. Extend this, see? So one thing I want to add to that is there's definitely a direction of intent that you're looking to do this, and you'll be able to see this from the side angle, and maybe we'll just put up one while I'm talking here, but all the idea here is just to drive that elbow down into the pocket as much as possible because you're trying to crunch into that lat, the best connection that you can get to it, the biggest drive of tissue that you can get, and that is going to come from driving your elbow down. Driving your elbow up, you can actually feel the difference in that lower lat versus coming down into that pocket. So you'll see that line of force coming down into that pocket, which is something that I want you to really think about when your lat training is. Try to get those elbows down. So we're going to come on to our second exercise here. It's going to be another row, but it's going to be a cable. It's going to be a long one, like a chest-supported cable D-handle row. Basically just a cable row on here, a single arm. The reason why I want to do it on here, the reason why I want to do it on a cable for one, is because a cable offers eccentric pressure, whereas with the weight you're just letting gravity take it, this is actively pulling you back. Not only that, but the cable line of pull will allow you to line it up with wherever you want to go. The same thing with the D-handle as well. If I fancy more twists than you do, the D-handle allows it. So this combination, along with having a bench here to kind of rest against, because it takes out that core stability and it allows more isolation. Remember, the more stability you can drive into an exercise, potentially the better contraction, the more muscular contraction you can get. So all we're going to do here, you can do this in a few ways. You can set your legs up alternatively, duo, but I just recommend doing whatever feels best for you. I'm going to go for a slightly, like a semi-supinated grip here, which is essentially neutral. We're going to do a little bit of a supination, which is twisting your hand upwards. You can see I'm fixed in, I'm against this pad here, and I'm just going to drive this elbow back. And I'm driving the biggest contraction through that left side that you can even imagine. You can go as far forward as you want to, but I recommend keeping your spine in a neutral position and just driving that elbow down. Now you can do this stood up if you want to. You can do this on one knee if you want to. I've seen some people do it like this. That's absolutely fine. I just prefer sitting down on here. Gives me a good platform to go off. For me, I like to supinate in and drive that big connection to the lower lat. It's one of my favourite exercises that I don't see many people doing, so give this a go. Let me know how you think about it. Right, so we're going to come on to our third and final exercise that I want to talk about during this 3 exercises that you want to try. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to loop. We'll start from the beginning. We're going to do a chest supported D-handle pull down. So whereas we did the same sort of thing on a row, we're now going to do that on a lat pull down. Now, I believe this is better than a traditional lat pull down for very many reasons. I think that lat pull down in the traditional sense is very much an upper back exercise, rear delts, and that real kind of top part of that rear back. Because if you think you've got the bar and you come down, you're really just exercising this range of motion. Whereas if you do this, come to a neutral position, which we're going to be working in right now, and then bring your elbows down. Like, look at the difference in range of motion. I have to come back up here. So the range of motion is a good 6 to 12 inches extra. So all we're going to do here is going to loop D handles over a normal bar. You want to try to get a rugged bar so that the handles don't slip, because trust me, I've fucking slipped off these before, and it is not pretty nor comfortable. So once you've got your D handles looped over, you're obviously going to have to do a weight that you can pull down with your own body weight. And this is why you're going to probably do this towards the end of your workout. And we're going to work our lats with a full range of motion here. So you can already see I'm naturally pulled into a neutral grip. I've got the bench here for support. I'm going to arch my back and I'm going to pull these elbows down, forward, into that pocket. And you're going to feel this all the way through your fucking lats, trust me. Far reach as you need to, because it's not too heavy, so it's not going to hurt your shoulder girdle. Full range of motion, squeeze hard at the bottom. Elbows forward, remember guys, I'm not coming out like a lat pull now. I'm coming forward. That range of motion is absolutely glorious. This is your lat finder. If you can't feel your lats, this will make you feel them. You want to make sure that your shoulder width apart here, so that it's unique to you. So if you're narrow, you can put these closer. If you're wider, you can put these wider. So it's going to be unique to your body shape. It's another reason why the traditional lat pull down is suboptimal. Right then guys, we'll wrap that video up there. So that is three, sorry mum, my mum's going to watch it and going to message me and say, don't say 3, it's 3, sorry. So that's 3 exercises that I think you guys could try and really take your lat training to the next level. Even if you don't get on with them, the concepts of why we're doing, like a chest supported with the elbow, that freely moved cable, those concepts, or why you're, doing a neutral grip pull down for your lats rather than a wide grip, those concepts are going to get you a lot further in that training. So I think those are 3, it's going to kill me. Those are 3 exercises that I think are really, really good. And obviously I wanted to throw in the machine one as well, the unilateral hammer strength, because I think a lot of gyms have it and I think a lot of people do it wrong. I think a lot of people are yanking it and just not being able to get it past this bit again because it's just so heavy at the top. And just that small manipulation of just standing back will go a long way. So guys, if you're enjoying this series, drop a like, drop a comment, and we'll see what we can do next. So peace and love everybody.